I've been walking beneath streetlights. I've been walking, cause I can't find peace on these nights. I've been walking, but my strides are getting slower. Still I'm walking, but I don't know where I'm going. I've been looking for love, but only found deception. Told my secrets to some. Y'all ready for this? Yeah. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
Who's that knocking at my door? I ain't expecting nobody. Y'all expecting somebody? Well, somebody better go into the door. You know, if you come to my house, there is the sign up, okay? If we're in a pandemic, I don't need no real visitors. You bringing food or something? No, I don't need anything. I got to protect myself. I got to protect my kidney. I got several signs here. You need to read them. I done posted them all. All right. Do you have your gloves? You got to ask yourself, well, do you? Huh? Do you? All right. What about your mask? I keep my mask. I keep mine. Okay. What about you? Don't come in my house without none of that. Don't even knock on the door. You need to call first. Call first or something. But I'm definitely going to take your temperature. What does it say? Do you got a temperature? Huh? Oh, it looks kind of high to me. All right. Go to the hospital. No. No. Go to the, stand back. Go to the hospital. I ain't mad at you. None of us is mad at you. Just go into the hospital. All right? Trust me, I heard the lady say that on her show last week. Well, we lie. Yeah, because, Lisa, because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey, guys, happy Sunday to you. How's everything going? How's everything flying and swimming and everything else? Well, honey, I got a great show for you tonight. Yes, I do. The Queen of Diamonds herself is here. I call her that because she's a royal woman doing royal things. And let me introduce her for you. How about that? All right. She's the founder and CEO of Save 1,000 Lives. That's important. All right. She's an advocate and an ambassador for Donate Life Mission for everybody that needs it. Okay. This woman is just a blessing. All right. Her name is Naishanda. Oh, I wrote it over here. Naishanda Larramore. Welcome, Naishanda, to the Lisa Baxter Show. Oh, wow. I am so glad to have you on the show.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, I'm alive and kicking. I'm going to tell you why I had to have you on the show. Because I saw your show. Okay? I saw your show. Right? Okay. And your show blessed me so much. I told Steve, I got to have you. I got to get to know you. I got to have you. You blessed me with what your story is about. And I know that you're going to bless some other people out there about what your story is about. You are the host, right?
Well, not today. Yes,
not
Transplant
today,
Talk.
You know,
yes,
that's your
Transplant Talk with Naishanda.
Well, we're going to start out with what do you do for a living, or what you used to do for a living?
Oh, no, what I still do. I am, and I'm a high school teacher. I teach 10th grade reading, and that is my love. That's my passion, teaching. And I know everybody say, "Oh my goodness, you teach high school," but yes, I teach high school because clearly they can, take accountability, understand what I'm saying when I'm talking to you. I do not have to talk to you like a baby. So therefore, high school 10th graders are the ones for me. So I definitely enjoy doing that. So I still have a few more years before retirement, unless this takes me, somewhere else. But as of right now, I am a high school educator. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So that is exactly what I do.
How long you been
A
doing
paying job, rather.
that? That's good. How long you been doing that, dear?
Well, I've been teaching since 1997. So I started real young, real young. So when I see some of my students now and they are like in their 30s and above, I'm saying I can't be that old, but I started teaching really young. So that's why, I can see them and I appreciate seeing them, because it makes me feel good and keep me young. So I appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah, oh yeah. I love the youth. That's part of my ministry. I have a youth prison ministry, and in my church, I was over the youth for 13 years. So I do
Mm-hmm.
understand that. But
Yeah.
with teaching the youth, are you allowed to let them know anything about your company or anything, or that's a separate issue?
No. When I went through the ordeal with the passing of my late husband, my students knew. They knew exactly what I was up against, and they actually were very supportive, and they wanted to, be there for me and support me in any way possible. As a matter of fact, the entire First Coast High School was just phenomenal during this time in 2017 into 2018. My students from 2017 just graduated, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited from them. My 10th graders back then, and just to see them flourish like they are and getting ready to go off to college just does my heart, very good. But they definitely were they were a huge part of my life during that time, where several of them actually signed up to be organ donors because of what I experienced and because they were part of it.
That's excellent. That's
Thank
one
you.
of the things it's all about. Uh, when I have to spread awareness and go to the different schools and colleges and stuff, it's just so a beautiful thing to see the young people get involved and understand and
Yes,
stand with you for a cause. You know what I mean?
yes,
Some
yes,
people don't want to include them or bother them, but a lot of them would love to know some of this and would like to help in any way that they can. I've seen some at the kidney walks and different things and help raising money. So you brought that awareness to them, and I know it was heartfelt because you were their teacher, and it probably was
yes,
personal. You know,
yes. They were.
it was
Yes,
personal.
they. And I can tell you right now, my students, or the students at First Coast, were very they're very open minded about organ donation. They were not shy about it at all. So we were just able to express that concern, express feelings about it. Um, Actually, Donate Life Florida, who I am the ambassador for, they actually came to the school and did a big presentation through driver's ed. So through that avenue or channel, I was able to tell my story. They didn't know what I was going through until February of 2018. They didn't know what I was going through at the time. At least the faculty didn't, but yeah, some of my students did. So that's
That
where
was
we are.
great. How you had put that together because motor vehicles is excellent, because they know who signed up to become donors. You know, and I deal with that as well in New York, signing people up at motor vehicles and stuff like that. So you had driver's ed class dealing with that. That was fantabulous. I ain't mad
Yeah.
at you. That's beautiful. Now we're gonna swim a little bit this way, and
Okay.
we want to hear about your beautiful story, or your story rather.
Okay. Well, this journey began shortly after. Um, well, my late husband, Leonard Wayne Larramore, passed away 2018. So when he passed away, one day after his birthday, April 25th, shortly after he passed away, I watched a movie entitled A Question of Faith. And I watched that movie on Father's Day. So shortly after watching the movie, I saw a banner that says Save 1,000 Lives. And I'm looking at it. I've seen the entire movie at this point, and I had to ask. I said, I questioned, like, are you serious? Like, is this what you really want me to do? And let me just add, I did not have a lot of knowledge. I only had a little bit of experience from, my younger years being at my church in Miami, where we actually had a god sister of mine to receive a kidney. And then shortly after that, when I graduated high school, I had a classmate. He needed a kidney, but I didn't put two and two together until all of this started coming around. So my big toe had, was dipped in the water just a little bit, but not a lot. So after watching that movie, I sent a message to Pamela Rittenhouse, who at the time was a coordinator for Donate Life in Jacksonville, Florida. And I said, listen, we started this journey together, and I want to complete it with you. And so Save 1,000 Lives was my baby. So my mission is to, one, educate people about why organ donation is important, the importance of organ donation. I needed to be an advocate for it. I took the training so that I could become an advocate. So I wanted to educate and bring awareness and register 1,000 people to become organ donors. And with COVID-19 happening, it definitely has slowed down the process a little bit with getting people registered to become organ donors. So out of Save 1,000 Lives, birth Transplant Talk with Naishanda. And so from there on, this ball just keeps moving. It's like a huge snowball. So we are just rolling with trying to get all the information out to educate people about, organ donation.
Wow. And because of what you went through with your husband, this company, this cause, this mission was birthed, would you say?
Absolutely. We had already started talking. We had done news interviews. We were in the newspaper. We had told our stories a few times. And then even after he passed away, I went on the news and I told the story again, because, once you are given a mission by God, and you got to go ahead and follow through, because there's one time in my life I did not listen to God, and that was why did you do that? So I said, well, I'm making sure I listen to what God said this time, and so that's what I did.
But your husband was on dialysis, right?
Yes, he did do dialysis 3 days a week, but he did it in the hospital. So they would take him down to the dialysis center in the hospital, in Mayo Hospital, and he'll be gone a couple of hours, 3 days a week. And some days he was weak, some days he was okay, but I did have the opportunity to go down to the kidney dialysis center or room, and see what it was like. So I even videoed it, because I said, this is nothing like I've ever seen before. So just to be clear, he needed a heart and a kidney. So he needed, he needed to be a double transplant recipient. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yes. Well, you stood by his side, and everybody don't always keep their vows. I know my husband and I, we kept our vows together. We both were healthy, then we both got ill. I got ill first, and he didn't run out the door. He got ill. I didn't run out the door. So I'm loving that about you, because you stuck with him, and that's not an easy thing. But we are God believing people, so we take our vows serious.
Absolutely. There was no questioning it, even though the invitation to go ahead and leave, was definitely sent, howsoever I utterly refused, to kind of go anywhere. So it's like, you can stop that noise right now. We're going to see it through the end. So we did.
I used to say to my husband, you didn't sign up for all of this. He said, oh, hon, please. He already knew that I was going to be on dialysis when we were already engaged. And just before we got married, I got that letter, and we had read it. He had read it to me and told me about it. So I told him, oh, open it. And when I found out I was going to be on dialysis, I told him, listen, I had polycystic kidney disease at the time. And that's what it said, that, there was a chance. So I told him, your chance to run and go. This is the only chance I'll probably give you to go. But I ended up telling them that again, giving them another chance. But he stuck by me. He said, I believe God. And I'm glad he believed God. I believe God too. But it's nice to hear, man, or anybody with you saying that they believe God along with you. Because one of us will chase 1,000, but two of us will put tens of thousands to flight. So with your husband going through this, I'm sure you miss him. I know I miss mine. And I know it can be very hard on a widow. People have different thoughts about what a widow deal with, or what a widow go through, or how a widow is supposed to act or be. But you can be nothing but real, especially when you love the person and you're real close with the person and you watch them go through something. You can be nothing but real and true. You know what I mean?
Right. You could definitely try to hide it, but I believe every experience that I have endured was not just for me. It was for it was for that next person to be able to see, hey, it's okay. And when I think about looking at people like Coretta Scott King or Jackie O, who became widows at a very, very young age as well, because when you think of the word widow, you see a 70-year-old, 80-year-old, somebody that's been married to their spouse for 65 years. And, we didn't even do the full 2 years married, but we have been together. We met in March 2015. So that was interesting for you to say, because we got married after he had gotten an LVAD. And most people would have said, are you serious? But when things are easy, it's okay. You can't say what you would do and what you wouldn't do, because everybody's not built the same. But I do know that these shoulders, God definitely put some boulders on these shoulders. And
what? So I know that's right. Go ahead now.
But sometimes,
you ain't lying.
You're right. Sometimes I'm just like, Lord, let up just a little bit. Ain't somebody else around here? It's 7 billion people on this planet. Go, somebody else, please. Get somebody else.
Please. I said, not another illness, God. Oh, man, I have nothing. I said, the baby's dead. My husband. I said, Lord, come on now. But he gave me a great testimony. He don't take so much from you that he don't give of himself. When he takes your loved one or your spouse home, he gives you more of himself. I have to give God that. He does give you more of himself. And you to bear it a lot, easier, a lot better. And I understand, because I sit Blessed Kidney Connections was birthed. I had a lot of things birthed too, to help this thing along. And I'm happy and proud that you have these things. Is there anything in particular they have to do to for your with the 1,000 Lives company?
The Save 1,000 Lives, if they're here in Florida, they can go to donatelifeflorida.org. And once they complete the application, at the very bottom, it will ask, how did you hear about us? And you click on other, and then you will see the other drop box that says Save 1,000 Lives. And if they are anywhere in the country, they can go to register me, register.me. I want to say they can go to that and also register. But if they are in Florida, if you go to Florida, then and they click other and also click save 1,000 lives, then it's a count for me. So because of COVID-19, I know I'm over 200, and I definitely want to continue to raise that awareness. So that's why my special project at the end of this month is so important for me.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Well, I'm glad you got up to that number, and I'm sure it'll grow. Sometimes people get nervous. They get scared. They don't know what to expect when going for a transplant or giving your organ up. All they see is the fear part of it. But sometimes, it take a beautiful and a brave person to even do it. I mean, I'm a donor, God forbid, if something happened to me, and I was that or anything. But you don't know sometimes why they do it or why they don't do it, but you're glad when they do it, or when the light bulb goes off, or their heart is touched and they give that gift. You know what I mean? But some people are signed up just to be a deceased donor. Some of them are live donors, and some of them, is a choice.
Right, right.
So with
That's
your company,
very important.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
No, to educate our people, especially in a multicultural community, it has to happen. It needs to be done. We can no longer sit by, or sit idly by and not bring this awareness to our multicultural community, because over 80% of people in this country that's on that 113,000 people waiting for the gift of life, we know they need a kidney. And so you can't sit by and say, oh, well, we'll wait. And until it hits you at your own front door, you won't know. You don't know. So that's why creating Transplant Talk, so that people in a multicultural community can share their stories as well, because most times, they see our counterparts in the Caucasian community, but they don't see African Americans. And what they definitely don't see is an African American female who is a widow telling other people to go and register to become an organ donor. So I know I'm wonderfully and beautifully made, and I'm unique because there's not a lot of, advocates that look like me saying, go ahead and do this, when I am the person that lost their loved ones, to waiting for a heart and a kidney. Ultimately, not receiving the heart and the kidney was not what took him out. So that's not what took his life. But because of his stature and his size, the wait was long. So we waited over 6 months in Mayo Hospital for them to try to find a person that would be over 300 pounds and over 6'1". So those ratios, those numbers alone, it's sad, because you definitely won't have that all the time.
Yeah, this is why when you go to these different places, the senior centers, the community board, the districts, you're trying to bring the awareness there so they can understand. A lot of time my aunt brings up a lot of questions, but a lot of them know my story and they understand, oh, that's a fistula, or they don't know what it is, or was you using drugs? Drugs ain't that bad. You might have some lumps or bumps, but nothing like that. So, but I try to educate them when I'm out there with it, because, they don't understand what dialysis is or a transplant.
Right.
Sometimes you need the whole story sometimes, a lot of the time,
And so, to give them that information of, hey, man, you just can't go out and take anybody's, organs, because your blood type matters, your height matters, your weight matters. All of those things have to play a major part. And, so to kill some of those myths in the multicultural community, you got to be educated. And so that's why I believe that my calling is twofold. I educate in the schools, and then I educate in the world. So what I'm doing is nothing new. It's just definitely something that I was born to do. I was born to teach. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm a resourceful social worker, so I know I was born to help people. I got the ministry of helps. I can help you
Okay.
whatever I can help you with. You come with it,
Mm-hmm.
sister gonna help you. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but God is wonderful. He's helping us to do this. Is there
Yes,
any story, or when you started your company and you first got your first few people to sign up, is there any victory story that you could tell us or share with that when you started signing those 200 people up?
This one story sticks out to me because it was last year, January 1st. I went to a pastor's monthly meeting, and I just won't say their name, but I went to their meeting and I asked them, you know, can I just speak about organ donations? And the pastor and his wife, and I explained to them, what happened. And come to find out, their own daughter, they had two daughters. So they had experienced this before. So their first daughter had gotten sick, and she had and I think she had an aneurysm in the hospital. And so the hospital asked, "Hey, can we?" Or the hospital asked the parents, "Can you make her an organ donor?" And they just didn't believe in it. Like a lot of people believe that in organ donation is against your religion. So they did not allow her to, and they waited, and she passed away. And so her organs had already shut down, so they were unable to make her an organ donor. And so to do a 180, they had another daughter, another living donor, another living daughter, and she needed a kidney. And shortly after, when I came to the meeting, they had shared with me that the daughter had just received her kidney on that Father's Day. And
Wow.
I could not believe it. It actually had changed their mindset, and they felt really bad to say, we did not help, or we didn't help somebody else, but somebody helped us. So they have forever changed their minds about organ donation, and that is definitely one of the stories that just touched my heart. And I tell anybody, please, get checked, make sure you're healthy, because those things are important. But that is by far probably one of the most memorable stories, where me being in the same position where, you could have had have a living donor, but somebody actually saved your daughter. As in the midst of everything, somebody saw fit to save your daughter. So I
Unforgettable gift. Yeah.
yeah,
Unforgettable gift. I'm sure their
yes,
hearts are glad. You already lost one. You didn't want to lose the other. Their hearts
absolutely.
are glad, and they learned something in it. Wow. Well, is there any person out there that maybe they're a widow, or maybe they're a person that's taking care of their spouse right now? What
Mm.
beautiful advice can you give them? What strong advice, encouraging advice that you could give them?
I would tell them, listen, be strong. It's not going to be easy. Nothing in life is easy, and nothing in life is, for free. Stand by your man if you can handle it, because everyone can't handle it. Everybody don't have those boulders on their shoulders to be able to handle it. But what they do need is someone in their life that's going to love them and love them through it. Um, I always encourage women to stay prayed up. If you can, just stay prayed up. Go into your little corner, go into your corner and pray. Hey, talk to somebody. You don't have to hold all of that in. You can find me on Facebook, Naishanda Larramore, on Say 1,000 Lives, and leave a message if you need to really talk to somebody to just get it off your chest, because I'm telling you, it is heavy. So not to have someone there to talk to, and just hold it all in, that is not fair to you. You don't have to do it. You are not alone. And I also have a widows group on Facebook, and it's actually standing for Women Independently. I'm sorry, widow women. We are definitely discovering our way. All right, Women Intentionally Discovering Our Way. It's on Facebook, so it's w.i.d.o.w. Women Intentionally Discover Our Way, because we have to be intentional in this world. So if you need somebody to talk to, please feel free, to connect. But just hold on in there, hang on in there. It will get better. It will get better.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. We have that in common, not just being a widow, but I had a widow's hotline as well. And I like that
Wow.
you reached out to them. I had a patient hotline as well. So, and you
Oh,
reaching out to
wow.
patients. So that's a twofold thing right there. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
double blessings, double anointing. Is there anybody you like to give a shout out to? Or is there anything that we might have missed or something you want to say that we forgot?
Well, I want to make sure that I mention that I am having my first Transplant Talk with Naishanda virtual telethon, which will be held 20 days from now. So August 29th from 4 to 9. I will have my first telethon, and we're supporting the House of Gabriel here in Jacksonville, Florida. I have connected with them to be able to help the transplant recipients or cancer recipient or cancer patients. They're allowed to go to the House of Gabriel, and it costs maybe $40 a day to be there, which is equivalent to 1,000 or 1,200 a month for those families, which is out of pocket for most of them. So I don't have to worry about where the money, where the proceeds are going or where they're going and how they'll be used, because the House of Gabriel is using the funds to help the families. I've had multiple friends that received, heart transplants and kidney transplants that come out of, they come from out of town. So the House of Gabriel's house will be, we're sponsoring them, and the proceeds from the first ever virtual telethon with Transplant Talk will happen on August 29th, which is a Saturday. So we're going to go from 4 to 9. And if you would like to donate, please, tune in there. We definitely have Save 1,000 Lives Cash App, and we also have PayPal, and we have more information to come. But God definitely placed this telethon on my heart because, we have all of these people that need, they have stories. They've had transplants or they need transplants, and nobody has ever told their stories. They can have cancer, breast cancer awareness, all types of, different, cancers, or the people in the people in, maybe they've been battered, Jerry Lewis, I think that's his name. No, is that his name?
Yeah.
The Labor Day, United Negro College Fund, they have all of those, but nobody
All
has
of them.
ever, I've never seen one for transplant. So again, these
Nothing with the kids.
boulders on the shoulders again. God is saying, do it. So I don't believe he's giving me anything that that I can't do. Is it stressful? Yeah, I mean, something new is stressful because you got to do the blueprint. But again, I'm thankful for my church because they've given me a blueprint from their virtual college fund that they had like 2 weeks ago. So I have a little blueprint. Thank God for my bishop.
Beautiful. So you got some support up in there. Well,
Yes.
anybody you giving a shout out? Nurse Belcher got a show at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to move it right along.
Yes, yes. Steve stays busy. Stays busy. So,
Our sweet
hi,
leader.
Miss Lisa.
I was going to say the same thing. Hi, Lisa. I
Yes,
ain't
yes,
mad at you.
Lisa. Yeah, we definitely, you had kidney cancer. Yes, we definitely can connect, Lisa. And it's so amazing that with my show that I'm able to have a show every week, except for when one of the patients or, somebody needs to rest because of dialysis, or, recently somebody had a surgery they didn't know that it was just sprung upon them. But Lisa, you can definitely reach out to me on Save 1000 Lives on Facebook or Instagram, because we're on there as well, and we definitely can connect.
That's beautiful. Well, I thank you, beautiful, richly Queen of Diamonds, for being on the show, Miss Naishanda.
I
Thank you
love
for
when you
sharing.
said that. I saw that post. I said, "Oh, what now?"
My family said I'm always giving somebody a name.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
I
that's
see
another
something and that's
name.
why I do it. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Well,
that's
God bless.
definitely another name. Somebody called me the Force, and now you call me the Queen of Diamonds. I'm just gonna collect all the names and take them.
I ain't mad at you. Well, thank you again. And you have a blessed night. Keep up the great work. I'll definitely be tuning in on your show like I always do with all the shows on this network. We believe
Oh,
in support. Okay?
yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, look,
thank you
I'm
once
ashamed.
again.
I need to get all the stuff y'all got going on before the guests come on and everything. Those intros are awesome.
I ain't mad at you. Don't worry, we'll get together and talk like you want to talk with the other young lady, and we'll talk and we'll come
All right.
together and we'll get it done. All right, love?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
All right. All right.
Good night.
Good.
Well, guys, you heard it from the Queen of Diamonds herself. All right, she's a real warrior. She has a warrior heart and a warrior spirit. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for being a blessing. And don't miss next week because we have another show coming for you because we love you. All right, peace, love, blessings, and happiness. Mwah. Have joy. Shine.
Oh, I've been walking beneath streetlights. I've been walking, cause I can't find peace on these nights. I've been walking, but my strides are getting slower. Still I'm walking, but I don't know where I'm going. I've been looking for love, but only found deception. Told my secrets to some people who have not kept them.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is